What's up, guys? It's Mona Lisa the Pleaser. I had to skip the pleasantries because R. Kelly has me messed up.
Hey, my name is Mona Lisa, and I'm a pleaser. I kinda like the way that music molded me when I was lonely. It had a different way of holding me, like no one else.
Okay, so first things first, if you haven't watched the Surviving R. Kelly series, docu-series, whatever you want to call it, go watch it right now. And then come back to this video because for one, I'm about to be spilling tea. And for two, I mean, the only way you're going to understand what I'm saying is if you obviously watch the docu-series. I am outraged. I am disgusted. I am confused. I am taken back by a lot of the things that I actually witnessed. I think I can speak for everyone when I say that I personally was one of those people that heard the stuff about R. Kelly but didn't really take it seriously until this docu-series. Child, I don't even know where to start, but I'm gonna try. So basically from the beginning, you know, everybody's sitting down, they're crying, they're telling their sides of the story, they're talking about Aaliyah, you know, all the stuff that we knew, you know, because if anybody says that they didn't know that R. Kelly married Aaliyah, they're lying. So we know that, but however, me as a person, I really didn't take it seriously because I personally never knew he even was tried for anything. I didn't know he stepped foot in the courtroom. I didn't know any of that. I just heard he married Aaliyah and I was like, no, that didn't happen. And unfortunately, Aaliyah is gone, so she's never spoken about the situation. So personally to me, I just was one of those people that overlooked it. So yeah, we tell the story about, you know, Aaliyah being married and stuff like that. So bypassing the situation, we hear about the 13-year-old that got peed on. Now, again, I heard the situation beforehand, way back when, a couple years back, but I didn't take it seriously. I know that sounds terribly, but I mean, I never heard about him going to jail. I never heard about him, you know, anything. So I just assumed that that was speculation. It was a lie. Child, they play this tape. Well, they didn't play the tape. They played it in the courtroom or whatever, in the docuseries. And I am so shocked and appalled that they were selling it. They were selling this XXX tape of him peeing on a 13-year-old. You can see her face blatant as day. But he got off. He got off. Now, like I said before, I never knew that he even stepped foot in a courtroom for this until I watched this docuseries. So, me as a person, I'm sitting here like, what? Like, y'all let him off? You have a whole video, sis. Like, how could you possibly let him off? But this is the part that gets to where it needs to be an unpopular opinion, in my opinion. I don't quite understand, as Black parents, as a Black woman, as a child, your parents are just allowing you to be missing for weeks and days and, you know, oh, she's just chilling with R. Kelly, she's fine. I'm not understanding because to this day, I'm 23 years old. I gotta ask my mom to go places. One, out of respect, yes. And two, so that she knows where I am. And three, mainly because my mom not just gonna let me go out of the house. My mom gonna look at me like, oh, so you think you grown now? You think you could just leave the house and not tell me where you're going? You think that that's okay? Like, you think that that's okay? My mom would have slapped me into next week if she thinks that I'm just out here, you know, missing and not telling her where I am. First of all, rewind. My mom would have kicked that door in, okay? She would have kicked that door in. She would have beat up every police guard that's talking about some, you know, we're not gonna let you in and she's of age, you know, she's 17, so she's okay, you know, we can't by law go in there and go get your daughter and anything like that. Y'all want me to believe that y'all just allowing y'all kid to just be in a grown man's presence, not even a child, a little girl. You're allowing a little girl, a 13-year-old girl, to be in R. Kelly's presence, and you just, she's fine, she's okay. What kind of parent, like, what kind of parent is just gonna allow a little girl to be in a grown man's presence? I'm not understanding. Nobody can sit here and tell me that that is okay and that is normal. What? To this day, I have to ask my mother to go places. I have to tell her where I am. I check in. If I don't check in, my mom will text me my phone so fast. So you think you grown? So, hello, I'm worried. Where are you at? What's going on? My mom, my dad are the first people I text when I arrive to my destination. I text them when I'm leaving. I text them in the middle. You know, if I'm at a party or something, I let them know, like, hey, just checking in. I'm okay. I'll be home a little later. I'm just not understanding how a black parent, how any parent is just allowing their kid to be gone and it's okay. That part is just not sitting well with me at all. Then you go a little further in the story, and he gets tried for this. He gets tried for the video that's out with his face and her face in it. You know what happens? The parents tell them that that is not their daughter on the video. That's not your daughter on the video. Really? You have people that have known this girl since she was a baby, telling everybody that that is her, no question, that's her on the video. She's getting peed in her mouth by a grown man, that's her. And then the own parents say, no, that's not our daughter. How dare you? That's not our daughter. How much money he give you, sis? To sell out your own child? How much money did he give you? You're sick. You're disgusting. You are the reason why he's allowed to get away with most of the stuff that he's getting away with. You are the reason. As a parent, as a black parent, as a parent in general of a little girl, you are teaching her that it is okay to be degraded and peed in her mouth on video because you want to come up, you want a paycheck? Really? So that part is not sitting well with me because R. Kelly, he's disgusting. He's scum. He's scum, yes. However, you have these parents that are just allowing their kids to just be away from them for months and months and months and months and months, or, you know, weeks, and oh, they're in the presence of R. Kelly, they're fine. You know what I mean? Like that's just not, it doesn't make sense. These kids, some of these girls were 13, 14, 15, 16. Even if 17 is their legal limit, these girls are being taken young. And that's just it. And then I have another unpopular opinion about the fact that, you know, a couple of the girls in the docuseries was like, yeah, you know, he would leave us for a couple days without food. You know, when we called them, we'd ask to go to the bathroom, but he wouldn't be home. And then they proceeded to say, you know, I just got sick of it and I left. Well, I'm not even gonna lie to you. In the beginning, I was like, then sis, why didn't you leave when he slapped you in your face? Like, if the doors were unlocked, because my whole thing is, if the doors were unlocked, if you weren't being held against your will, because it seems like you were allowed to go to the bathroom, the doors were unlocked, you were just, one day you said you were fed up with it and you just left. Why didn't you just, you know what I'm saying? Like, why didn't you just, that part is just not, that part really doesn't make sense to me, and it just doesn't make sense. However, I have never been in a situation where I was scared for my life, so I can't really speak on that. But at first, I definitely was thinking, sis, why didn't you just walk out? Why did you stay so long? You know what I mean? Why did you put yourself through that. And then they proceed to say, well, I really wanted my career to take off. I really wanted, I really thought that R. Kelly could do this for me and do that for me. And listen, I get that. But God doesn't help people that don't help themselves. That's just a proven fact. If you feel like you can't help yourself enough to know I'm better than this, I can get a record deal on my own. It's just like, that part of docuseries like didn't sit right with me. But so then, bypassing the story, we get to the wife. We get to the wife, and they tell us how, the girl downstairs hears knocking, and then finally R. Kelly says, what? And she's like, can I come down and get some food? You know what I mean? And I feel for her. Like, there's nothing worse than being in a relationship you feel like you can't get out of. There's nothing worse than feeling like you're trapped, that you have to stay. You know what I mean? That you're financially dependent on a person. Like that. I'm listening to this and I'm like, girl, you had to ask for food? Now, a girl like me, I got a little bit of weight on my bones, and nobody's going to tell me I'm not going to eat. You just not. I'm sorry. You're not. So, to me, I'm just like, oh my God, like, I can't go down and eat? Like, what would I do? Like, you got some food cooking on the stove, you got takeout, something like that, and I got to ask you until you're ready for me to come downstairs and eat? I'm going to have to get beat up. Me and R. Kelly going to have to scrap for me, because I'm always going to eat. Period. They talk about that, and she's crying, and she's a hot mess. Like, she just, you could tell she is so sick and tired of, just having to talk about it and live it and all this stuff, in the docuseries. And I'm feeling for her. But then I look down at her name, and I realize, you still got his last name, sis? It literally says down below, it says ex-wife Andrea Kelly. And I'm like, why on earth would you keep the last name of somebody that has been abusing you mentally, physically, sexually, all that? You keep his last name after you divorce him? Why? That part is crazy to me. Then she's like, everybody's giving me so much slack. They feel like, oh, I'm only with him for the money, and then she proceeds to say, no, the check stopped a long time ago. So my thing is like, you're getting your house foreclosed on. You talking about how you got to support your own kids and how you left with $2,500 in your pocket, but you kept his last name. I'm not understanding. I'm just, help me understand, because I don't get it. I don't get, if you are physically being harmed by a man that you have just been wanting to get away from. She even mentions that she literally climbed to the top of her rail and she wanted to jump off. She wanted to leave her kids. She just was done with it. How would you keep the last name? That's an everyday reminder that you were with him, the same man that you hate and can't stand, and has put you through more than you can even bear, if you get to the point where you want to kill yourself. I don't understand. I don't get it. Then she proceeds to end her story to say, I've had 3 kids. Now, she said she was pregnant, and she said at one point at night, they just picked her up, put her on a bus, and she traveled and traveled and traveled. And they locked her in a house, there's security all around her, and then she went into labor, and then they took her to the hospital, and she's like crying, and she's like, oh my God, I didn't know what was going on, I just wanted answers, and I didn't even know where my baby daddy was. And then what does she do? She names her 3rd kid Rob Kelly. You name your 3rd baby by the same man, Robert Kelly. Actually, I'm not going to say by the same man, because I don't know. She could have different baby daddies. But why would you name your baby after him? Why? Why would you do that? I don't get it. That would be the last name I'd want to talk about at the end of the day. Now I gotta call my baby downstairs. Hey, Rob, Rob. Why would I want to call my son my baby dad's name? That's been putting me through hell and back, basically. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. Now, putting the unpopular opinion aside, this is when I started to be like, you know, this is insane. R. Kelly is a monster. He needs to go to jail tomorrow. There is 2 girls that were taken. I'm not going to say their names. I just want you guys to go watch it. You guys are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. However, the 2 girls are taken, and the one girl, she gets recruited by her friend to go there, and she doesn't know what R. Kelly's about until she gets there. I don't know to what extent she wanted to be there or what, but I know that it wasn't okay for her friend to be enduring what R. Kelly was going through and then put her in that situation. That part is just horrendous to me, and that is not a friend. But she puts her in this situation, and you know, R. Kelly starts to like her and all this stuff, and she ends up staying there in the opposite side of the house, and the girls can't ever meet up because they just said it never happened. But apparently R. Kelly, you see a picture of this girl. She starts out, she's beautiful, she's wearing makeup, about her hair, you know, beautiful young black girl. So then you see, and R. Kelly makes her shave her hair, get tatted up. She's walking out of the house in white beaters and long, you know, athletic socks that the guys wear. And they're like, yeah, you know, they made her into his little boy toy. What? Excuse me, what? So now you're not only about little girls, now you want to take the little girls and make them into boys. So now you want to act like you're playing with little boys. Like, now you want to act like you take little boys. Now, as if I know, she's the only one that, you know, he transferred into a guy. She's not, you know, fully a guy. She's not like transgender or anything. But the outside, she looks like a little boy, you know, wearing snapbacks and sneakers, you know, Jordans. And I'm like, that cannot be the same girl. That can't be. And her mom, you know, she's a mother because, you know, she's traveling and she's trying to find her baby. She's knocking on doors. Finally, she gets in contact with her, and, you know, it's hauling back to get her baby. But she ends up getting her back. And it's weird because in the docuseries, they said that the girls weren't allowed to make eye contact with people. They weren't allowed to, you know, look around or basically be a person. They had to just obey his orders. And there was a time where, you know, they videotaped this girl, and she's literally like this the whole time, like avoiding eye contact, looking down, like not speaking to anybody. And I'm like, wow, like that's true. Like, she's so adapted to not looking in people's eyes and not making eye contact and basically trying to stay unseen that she just was applying it to everyday life. And that part just hurt because she just looked like she was scared. And, you know, the minute that her mom got her back, she looked like she was scared. And at the end of the docuseries, they have like this black screen where the credits are, and they say everybody's name and where they are now. And the girl that I'm talking about, actually, that was saved by her mother, went back to R. Kelly 3 days later. I don't know what that's about. I can't speak for her. I can't be in her mind. I just know that mentally she probably just felt like she was so dependent on the person that's been telling her she can't be anything or do anything without him, you know? So that just hurt my heart. But then after that, it says that, you know, her mom got her back. But that was recent. That was recent, like 2 years ago, like 2016 type recent. There's another girl that is there to this day that the black parents have been going to the studio and asking for the police to do a wellness check on them, and they can't because she's of age. But you know, the girl that escaped was saying that, you know, she didn't want to be there. She tried to escape before and they wouldn't let her. They brought her back to the house. But as policemen, you are not investigating this. You are allowing children to be in a house where you blatantly know they are there, and you feel like you can't go in because it's a legal matter. You can't bust the door down. If it was a little white girl in there, would you bust the door down? Would you care more? That is what everyone's asking. Would you care more if it was a white girl? I don't want to make it about race. I want to make it about, it's a little girl and she's being abused by an older man who feels like he's just above the law. And then you have to think, are the policemen on the payroll? Are the policemen like, I mean, we can do this, bro, but he's paying us a lot of money. He put my kid through school. He promised my kid, you know, that he's gonna give her a record deal. He's gonna give him a record deal. Anything. You have to think about all sides of it. And these parents just want their daughter home, and it seems like the daughter just wants to come home, but there's nothing to be done. That's the world we live in. And everyone's arguing, you know, the racial issue. And I feel like the only way to make it that it can't be a racial issue is if you bring in surviving Charlie Sheen, surviving Donald Trump, you know, because he has done things to women that he keeps sweeping on the rug. He's paying them off. You know what I mean? But the only thing that's different between R. Kelly and Trump is our president. He ain't our president. He y'all president. He ain't my president. But he's the president. You know what I mean? And he's being paid. R. Kelly, once the ratings go down, once all that stuff goes down, he's not going to be able to pay for, you know, everything that he's been able to be paid off. So will he get tried eventually? I'm pretty sure, because he's going to do it to somebody else. And he's not going to be able to pay them off because you don't have the money for that, sis. You ain't streaming like you used to, sis. You know what I mean? And after this docuseries, I'm pretty sure there is high rollers that are just like, no more R. Kelly. Like, we're not doing this. Mute him. You know what I mean? So the only thing that's different is money. Trump can pay people off. R. Kelly slowly and surely will not be able to. So it's just crazy to me that somebody can get away with something just merely because they have money and merely because they are in the celebrity status that they are. You know, everybody's like, oh, you know, R. Kelly's music will still play at the black weddings, and R. Kelly's music will live on forever and all this stuff. And it's just like, just because he plays music in a church, I Believe I Can Fly, doesn't mean that he can get away with taking little black girls and now turning little black girls into little black boys. He's sick. It's disgusting. But then we also have to look, you know, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to say what everybody's thinking. We have to look at the parents too. You cannot just allow your babies to just be in R. Kelly's presence because you want them to have a record deal. You can't. You get them behind a screen, you put them on YouTube, you put them on Instagram, you let them go viral. That is the best way in this generation to get things done. You got to put the work in. Yes, it's good when you know, get the opportunity or you meet somebody. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm just not understanding how we're just allowing, you know, like the 13-year-old to get peed on and the parents like, oh, that's not my daughter. I know my daughter. That's not my daughter. My mom gave birth to me. My dad gave birth to me. I'm pretty sure if I was in somebody's video, God forbid, being tortured or being violated, they would be like, oh, no. That's my baby. And y'all gonna pay for it. And not even that. Not even y'all gonna pay for it. My dad would have yoked up R. Kelly so fast. You think you can pee in my daughter's mouth, bro? You're done. Like, you're done. That should be anybody's reaction as a parent, as an adult. But there was a white man that got on stage and was like, I just didn't believe the girls. I didn't believe what they were saying. We gotta listen. We gotta wake up. We gotta stay woke. We have to. We have to start putting people up, you know. We have to start getting them in trouble for what they do. You have to pay for your sins. You have to. That is the reason why Trump still gets away with what he's doing. That's the reason why Charlie Sheen got away with what he did. We cannot allow us to keep putting these people in power that keep knocking young women down. They keep knocking our black community down. Black people, if we stood together, we'd be stronger than they can even handle. And you have R. Kelly single-handedly putting our black women down. And y'all wonder why why is black women so mean? Because we have to deal with stuff like this and nobody's listening, nobody's waking up, nobody's thinking, oh my God, what's going on? You know, we gotta fix this, we gotta get these justice for these girls. Nobody's doing none of that. And it's sad. Honestly, I really hope that one day the women that were involved and the women that are women now, you know, can get past. No, I don't want to say get past. I want to say I hope that they can realize that they are beautiful, they are loved, they are so much more than all the negativity that R. Kelly brought to them, their lives, and what he said to them and what he did to them. I hope they can stand strong and tell other black women that they can stand strong, and I hope we can all come together and, you know, be better despite what people put us through and feel like we're never gonna get past. I hope that, honestly, I pray for them. I pray for them, and I pray that R. Kelly pays for his sins. Because this man has herpes. He's walking around infecting people, and he thinks that that's okay. He thinks it's okay, and it's not okay. It's not. He's a sleazeball. He should not be embraced. He should not be celebrated. He can't. We have to be better. He has to be better, and we need to finally, you know, start putting people to blame. But that's all I got. Ciao. I don't know. That's all I got. But just always remember, paint your picture, frame the beauty, and embrace the love. Bye, pleases.
Lisa, I heard you a teaser. Now I got you on your knees. Now you actually a pleaser. Ask me for a feature, so I